So I grew up in Miami-Dade County, where socialism is a bad word. Anything left of center is really frowned upon. So I grew up in an environment where you really sold the whole, like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps in America and meritocracy kind of bullshit. And in many regards, like, I am the poster boy for that. So I went from a single parent, low income household with bouts of housing insecurity and eating free and reduced lunch at school to the Ivy League, to Brown. And so all the people around me were like, yo, this is real. Like, if you just work hard enough, you can make it. But then none of the people around me were here with me, and everybody got left behind. And so I was curious, and I studied abroad in Cuba. Later on, I would end up studying in Bolivia. And I felt like you can't really throw out the baby with the bathwater. That's both like a metaphor, but that's real. Like, you shouldn't do that. And so, you know, I think a lot about Che Guevara's essay. My son's middle name is Ernesto after Che, the socialist new man. And it talks about how we should be living our lives as individuals and how that scales up to the collective. And so for me, it was very important to be part of and embed myself in any community that I was in. Education happened to be my ticket out. And so I decided to be a teacher, and I went back to my community to be a teacher in Miami-Dade County. I was an 8th grade math teacher. In my first year of teaching, my students had the highest level of proficiency in the history of the school, and nobody gave a fuck. My second year of teaching, we had 4 kids die in 2 months, and 2 of the stories were covered by the local news. And so in Miami, it was like nobody cared, and it was really obvious and in your face, and it felt really difficult to deal with. And so I came to Rhode Island, and I felt at the time that in Miami, the biggest issue was segregation, economic segregation and residential segregation. So I came here, and at the time I was working at this intentionally diverse public charter school. I asked the dude up front, I was like, how the fuck do you convince white people to send their kid to your school? And started getting more embedded in that school community, but also the community that I had spent some time in as a kid, Central Falls. And I realized that the best teachers are the teachers that are part of the community. The best police officers are those that are embedded in the community. The best doctors are those that are part of the community. And so I was coaching wrestling, starting a wrestling team. I wanted to get involved with some criminal justice reform because a lot of my kids had experiences with the criminal justice system. And an opportunity came up where a seat in the community where I was now working and living and coaching in was going to open up. And what I love the most about 2016 and that particular race were that the races in Central Falls technically are nonpartisan. And I was pissed at the Democratic Party because Bernie won in Rhode Island, and he got screwed in most other places, and he got systematically screwed. So I wanted to disaffiliate from the Democratic Party, but I felt like now I could really represent the interests of the community by living in it, working in it, and being an elected official in it. Now I realize that it might be time to scale up, to try to bring some of that energy and anger to the Statehouse, and so it's where I'm at now. But I'd be happy to talk more about what that first race looked like, how my perspective has changed, and what parts of the baby I kept when throwing out some of the trashy parts of the socialist bathwater.